This bizarre scene occurred when Typhoon Dolphin struck eastern Chinese cities this year. For a moment, you might not be able to tell where the person lived. Was it in a giant fish tank or in an underwater world? This is a scene from August 9th showing severe flooding in a residential area in Wenzhou, Zhejiang province, with continuously rising rainwater. Look, the floodwaters outside have reached almost to the upper middle part of the floor-to-ceiling windows in the residents' homes. The outside is almost completely covered by water. Although there are many tofu-dreg construction projects in China, this apartment and its windows are obviously of good quality. In recent years, typhoons have taken a liking to mainland China, often bypassing Taiwan, the island the CCP so desperately wants, and heading directly towards the mainland. This time, Typhoon Dolphin was no exception. When the China Meteorological Administration released the latest radar echo image, the shape of the rain clouds in the image unexpectedly resembled the outline of a white dolphin. This white dolphin made landfall in Zhejiang province on the afternoon of August 9th, and within a short period of 70 minutes it made landfall in Yuhuan and Yuiqing. At landfall, the maximum wind force reached level 14, and it continued to affect eastern China. Its outer rain band swept fiercely across Shanghai and Zhejiang, bringing torrential rain. A video uploaded by netizens shows huge waves crashing against a beach in Zhejiang province as Typhoon Dolphin approached. Tourists walking on a bridge were unaware of the danger. A large wave knocked 4 people down, and one child's son fell into the water through a gap in the railing. The child's parents looked anxiously at the sea, helpless. However, no official report has been released regarding this incident. And this seafood from the East Coast Sea flew onto the windows of high-rise buildings. Netizens commented, "Catch them and make seafood noodles." In Shanghai, over 210,000 people have been relocated. Strong winds have created tension among Shanghai residents before the heavy rains arrive. The feeling of the typhoon is super intense. Just now, by the waterfront, it felt like the wind was literally sweeping me away. So, did you feel a little scared? A little bit, maybe because I'm a bit fat. If I wasn't fat, the typhoon would have carried me off. I didn't want to come outside. We are stranded here. We arrived at Pudong Airport 2 days ago, went to Disney yesterday, and our flight was cancelled today. There's nothing to do about it. It's a typhoon. What can you do? It's just that I didn't expect Shanghai to get typhoons, you know? I still can't believe Shanghai gets typhoons. Around the same time, nearly 400,000 people in Taizhou, Zhejiang province were evacuated ahead of schedule, and coastal areas saw a complete shutdown of work, classes, businesses, and transportation. Besides Zhejiang, nearly 100,000 people in Fujian province were evacuated ahead of schedule. 115 water-related engineering projects were suspended, and more than 50 passenger ferry routes were cancelled. The BBC reported that approximately 1 million people were evacuated in eastern China due to this typhoon. As of 1500 on August 9th, Zhejiang province's plain river networks had discharged 516 million cubic meters of water, while large and medium reservoirs have released more than 900 million cubic meters of floodwater. Chinese authorities stated that this was the strongest typhoon to make landfall in China this year. Also, unusually, in response to Typhoon Dolphin, Shanghai's central urban area issued a red alert for heavy rain on August 9th, the highest level alert for heavy rain issued in 13 years, with an estimated accumulated rainfall exceeding 220 millimeters in 6 hours. Among them, the Shujiahui National Meteorological Station recorded a 24-hour accumulated rainfall of 316.1 millimeters, directly breaking the station's single-day rainfall record since its establishment in 1873, and setting a new high for the intensity of this rainstorm in 154 years. Meteorological analysis indicates that the outer spiral rain bands of Typhoon Dolphin formed a rainfall pattern resembling a train echo, with strong rain clouds repeatedly passing through the same area, resulting in rapid rainfall accumulation over a short period. Affected by the outer rain bands of Typhoon Dolphin, Shanghai was hit by heavy rainfall, characterized by its intensity, long duration, and repeated sweeping of the same area by the rain bands. Severe flooding occurred in many parts of Shanghai, evoking the image of Shanghai turning into the sea. In some sections, the water was knee-deep, forcing residents to wade through the floodwaters, and some vehicles were trapped. Videos posted online show that the floodwaters had submerged vehicle tires, with many vehicles navigating the water like boats, and some suspected of stalling or breaking down. The Wujiaochang area in Yangpu district became a disaster zone, with floodwaters accumulating on the roads, and some people even using upright planks to get around. The supermarkets on the basement level were also flooded, with water pouring in like a waterfall. University Road in Yangpu district has become a Venice of Shanghai, with even the underpasses submerged. Many Shanghai residents expressed on social media that they haven't seen such an astonishing downpour in many years. The torrential rain also caused rare sights at famous Shanghai landmarks. The popular tourist spot Wukong Road was severely flooded. Wukong Building looked like a giant ship standing amidst the waves. The once popular photo spot instantly became a unique water wonder. One netizen wrote, "Even houses like $75 million each are flooded." Not only Wukong Road but also other areas of Shanghai have reported severe flooding, with some sections of city roads resembling rivers. It was raining for almost the whole night last night. When I got up today, I found the compound was flooded everywhere. The street is flooded as well. That's basically the situation we see now. I have been living in Shanghai for 10 years, and this is the first time I feel that the typhoon brought such inconvenience to us and brought such floods. It's the first time for me to encounter this kind of situation. Local governments have urged residents to avoid outdoor activities, and several major tourist attractions remain closed, including parts of Shanghai Disneyland and Legoland, as well as several viewing platforms on the Bund. Shops in Xuhui District, the former French concession of Shanghai, a popular tourist destination, were flooded, and people were walking around in ankle-deep water. The cabinets have all collapsed, the entire store is flooded, I can't get in anymore. It's like this, there's really no way out. Fans, this is the first time in my life that I've gone bankrupt, not because of poor management, in my 8th year of entrepreneurship. I signed the contract for the store last year and it opened in July last year. In just 1 year, the floodwaters have reached the 3rd floor. I can't go down to the lower floors anymore. Everything is gone. I have to start all over again. China National TV reported that Shanghai's 2 major airports cancelled a total of 943 flights on the 10th, with capacity decreasing by nearly 40%. Some city buses are suspended. Meteorological analysis indicates that Typhoon Dolphin had been moved approximately 6,000 kilometers at sea before making landfall in China, with a duration about 3 times that of a typical typhoon, bringing a super-large cloud system covering a large area of eastern China. Currently, the storm is moving inland and authorities warn of continued heavy rain, severe flooding, and landslide risks until August 12th. Dolphin will continue to move northwest and gradually weaken, with its wind impact expected to decrease. But the impact of rainfall should not be underestimated. Shanghai, Zhejiang, and surrounding areas still need to remain on guard against urban flooding, traffic disruptions, and other disasters caused by continuous rainfall. Before Typhoon Dolphin hit Shanghai, some amazing videos circulated on Chinese social media. For example, the impressive-looking ship Mingzhu No. 7 was moored on the Wujiang River in Wenzhou, Zhejiang Province. On August 9th, affected by Typhoon Dolphin, this ship sank.
此后真的倒霉，我家楼下的明珠7号唯一一道风景线，这个船翻了过，8起侧路。
Also Also on August 7th, netizens photographed a super-large container ship stranded near Zhoushan, Zhejiang. It's reported that the 332-meter-long 8401-TEU super-large container ship MSC Silvana 8 unexpectedly ran aground in the waters near Dashan, Zhoushan, Zhejiang. The accident caused severe damage to the hull and the double-bottom structure due to the reefs. Due to its massive size and entrapment in nearshore waters, the ship has been affectionately dubbed the Zhoushan version of the Weihai Blue Wings by local netizens and ship enthusiasts, drawing widespread attention. With Typhoon Dolphin approaching Wenzhou, Zhejiang, rescue efforts are facing significant challenges, and related news is currently being restricted from dissemination in China. Typhoon Dolphin has now moved and reached Zhangjiagang, Jiangsu Province. On August 10th, the Manbat shopping center in Zhangjiagang was flooded, and cars at the Xiaopeng Motors Forest store Pengyu crashed through glass doors and escaped. Beijing has issued heavy rain warnings for multiple areas. Also, a flood response plan was initiated. According to the Beijing News, Beijing Party Secretary Yin Li demanded that the city prepare for the worst-case scenario. One can imagine the headaches officials in China's capital are facing. It said that Beijing is a city with drainage pipes but no sewer system. At the beginning of the CCP's rule, several major cities, including Beijing, Guangzhou, and Wuhan, copied the Soviet model when planning their urban drainage systems, burying drainage pipes about 5 meters underground with a diameter of less than 1 meter. This construction method was low cost and quick, and could handle most of the drainage work for normal rainfall. However, its capacity was limited. Any severe rainstorm would directly overload the system, causing flooding. Chinese netizens sarcastically commented, "Every year heavy investment is made in water conservancy projects, but every year torrential rains turn cities into seas." Some question why, despite years of sponge city initiatives, many cities still experience recurring flooding, including even China's best cities like Shanghai, which can turn into a sea. The standard for measuring a city's drainage capacity is usually based on a flood event recurring every few years. For example, a 1-year recurrence interval means the drainage system can handle 36 millimeters of rainfall per hour. A 2-year recurrence interval means it can withstand short-term heavy rainfall of 58 millimeters per hour. And a 5-year recurrence interval means it can withstand short-term torrential rainfall of 69 millimeters per hour. Most Chinese cities, including first-tier cities like Beijing, Shanghai, and Guangzhou, can only meet the 1-year recurrence interval standard, while cities like New York, London, Paris, and Tokyo consider a 5-year recurrence interval the minimum. The CCP has been promoting the Sponge City construction project for over a decade. The so-called Sponge City is a management approach proposed to address urban paving and stormwater runoff issues. It involves using permeable paving, sunken green spaces, rain gardens, and water storage facilities to allow rainwater to infiltrate, retain, and store on site before slowly draining into the drainage network or for reuse. The Chinese Communist Party launched the pilot program in 2015, which was subsequently rolled out nationwide. According to a report by the Chinese media outlet First Financial Daily, on August 7th, from 1985 to 2024, more than 300 cities have had paving rates exceeding 65% of their built-up areas. Paving makes it difficult for rainwater to infiltrate, leading to a large influx of runoff into drainage networks during heavy rains, thus increasing the risk of urban flooding. This report compiled the opinions of several experts. One expert stated that early urban stormwater drainage systems in China could only handle rainfall intensity of around half to 1 year, and most of the existing pipework systems built in recent years are designed for 2 to 5 years. If planning is flawed, construction is incomplete, or maintenance is inadequate, flooding can occur even if rainfall doesn't exceed design standards. In fact, problems with Sponge City projects stem not only from rainfall intensity but also from issues in design, construction, and maintenance. A 2018 study published in the Chinese journal Water Resources Protection found that suspended solids in urban stormwater runoff can clog permeable bricks, potentially causing them to lose their permeability. While removing surface deposits can restore some permeability, the effect is limited. Under the CCP's rule, corruption is pervasive. Many Sponge City projects are packaged as ecological engineering projects, becoming new pretexts for local financing and debt. For their actual quality, only the sky knows. That's all for today. If you enjoy our content, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, or share it with a friend. We appreciate your support, and we'll see you next time.
Oh, 掉了！ 打到了，打到车上了啊！
天哪，天哪，这什么鬼啊！我操！